Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a tag video that I was not tagged in, but we're going to do it anyway because I just felt it was a really fun tag. It was started by Simply Aisha, and I actually follow Nisha, which is Spicy Looks here on YouTube. She just did this tag herself, and I was like jotting everything down, writing it all down, and I thought, this will be kind of fun to do. So this is what we'll be discussing today on Fragrance Friday, are basically this cool little tag, and it's featuring a lot of different fragrances that I haven't really spoken about in a while. But before we get started, I'm going to share with you what I have on my nails and what I have on my lips, because if I don't, you always ask. On my lips, simply, I just have Tower 28's lip gloss in pistachio on my lips. It is the only thing I have on my lips. I know, crazy. And then I also have on my nails Hollow Taco. This is called Late Checkout, and this is like the cool color during this regular time. And then if you guys want to see what it looks like under a flash, it's insane. It almost looks fuzzy. It's so cool. Editing Kim here. I just wanted to come to you and let you know that I'm also wearing Sonic Unicorn Skin on top of Indigo Away by Hollow Taco in any other video sharing actual bottles. All right, so this tag has numerous questions of which we answer based on our fragrance collection and how everyone's an individual and we all have different answers to these questions. As I'm doing these questions, let me know your answers to some of these questions, because I would love to know if I need to pick something up. Because if we have similar tastes in fragrance, you know your girl is going to need to get more fragrances. So the very first question is, what is my Boss Babe scent? Now, I guess when I took that question, I looked at it as this is a scent that's powerful, both in strength and resilience and sillage, but also in its actual scent. Maybe something a very powerful woman in business might be wearing, or like just a very powerful job that you may have. And I decided to pick YSL's Libre Intense. And I guess you're gonna probably see a lot of my fragrances have vanilla in them. Not all of them have vanilla. This one definitely has a lot of vanilla. Now, this is a very strong fragrance. Out of all the Libras, this is my absolute favorite. The Intense version had more vanilla in it, and that's why I really loved it. Let's go jump over to Fragrantica for the main accords and the top, mid, and base notes. Main accord for YSL's Libre Intense are vanilla, white floral, lavender, sweet, citrus, aromatic, amber, powdery, floral, and fresh spicy. Top notes are lavender, mandarin orange, and bergamot. Mid notes are lavender, Tunisian orange blossom, jasmine sambac, and orchid. Base notes are Madagascar vanilla, tonka bean, ambergris, and vetiver. Yes, I think that this would be a very powerful. I'm here, I'm in the room, you're gonna smell me when I leave. I'm gonna have given a great presentation to you that you won't be able to forget the presentation or the smell. I think this is a great choice for the very first question of the tag of what's my Boss Babe scent. The next question was, what is my bedtime scent? Now, to be fair, I have a rotation of 5 of them on my tray right now, but they've only just been recently added to that tray. I did remove one of my typical ones, which I will discuss here because it is one of my favorites, but I was using it a lot, so I was like, I gotta slow down. And the other one I have still on my tray just because of the time of year as we're getting into the colder months. So I have both Ariana Grande's Cloud and also Zara's Rich, Warm, and Addictive. And I love both of these. As you can see, the dents in this is for real. And this one is down to here, and it's bright light and all, but it is so very good. Both of them are very awesome for the bedtime. They're both very comforting for their own reasons. This is more of like my spring, summer. This is my fall, winter, and I kind of interchangeably have them on my bedtime fragrance tray. Let's go jump on to the Ariana Grande. You guys already know this is supposed to be a Baccarat Rouge 540 dupe. It's not exactly the same, but I love it. And I love it because of the lavender. The lavender is very soothing. The marshmallow, it kind of reminds me, like the pairing I would do with this one would be from Lush. They have that sleepy cream that I used to put on my wrist because I do sleep like this. So I try to put them near where I slept, and I'll tell you, psychosomatic or not, but it would between this and Sleepy, the lotion, they were amazing. But let's go hop on to Fragrantica. Main accords for Cloud by Ariana Grande are sweet, lactonic, vanilla, coconut, musky. Top notes read lavender, pear, and bergamot. Mid notes are whipped cream, praline, coconut, vanilla orchid. Base notes are musk and woody notes. This is just, it's a staple, and I know I'm not the only one out there. I know there's a lot of you who enjoy this one. You can find it on at pretty much any drugstore, fragrancebuy.ca and net, fragrance net. There's many of the gray market that I think that you can get this at a much better discount than your local drugstore. But that's a great one. And then the next one is the one I currently, one of many that I have on my bedtime tray as it is. This is from Zara. Now, from what I've heard, that they've reformulated this fragrance, so I'm not sure what the difference is, but I saw someone on a Facebook page that was selling this bottle, and I was like, I might just have to buy it just for that. It wasn't very expensive. They're not expensive. And part of the reason why I will say too, I'll bring this back in to say this is for my bedtime scent. They don't last a super long time, but they last enough for me to get to sleep. So that's a big deal for me. So let's go check out the scent notes for the Rich, Warm, and Addictive from Zara. The main accords for Rich, Warm, Addictive by Zara are sweet, honey, coconut, tobacco, woody, floral, lactonic, powdery, tropical, and vanilla. Fragrance notes are honey, coconut, tobacco, sandalwood, and cedar. This one smells so good, you guys. And it really is like a beautiful blend out. This is like kind of sold on the men's side of Zara, but really it's unisex. It's sweet. You guys know, if you follow me for any time at all, you guys know how much I love my like vanilla, my rich, creamy, boozy tobacco fragrances. This is pretty close, not exact. That if I were ever to make a fragrance, not that I ever think anybody would want me to do that, but if I were to ever make a fragrance, this would be very, very close. I'd be adding a few more spices to it, but this is really close to the fragrance I would wear. I just lean towards these warm, comforting, beautiful, sleepy time, sexy time fragrances. The next question is, what is my hug in a bottle? And it's a fairly new acquirement of mine, but I did say this is like a hug in a bottle on a rainy day when I made that video, and I'm not going to back down. And that's from BDK in the scent Gris Charnel. And I just got this. I'll try to remember to link the video here. Again, it's unisex, and I know that I want to say it's a little bit more feminine than male, but they do sell it as unisex. This is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance, and I love it, and it's so good. So let's go check out the main accords. Main accords for BDK Parfums Gris Charnel are woody, warm, spicy, aromatic, powdery, fruity, sweet, iris, earthy, green, and vanilla. Top notes are cardamom, fig, and black tea. Mid notes are iris and bourbon vetiver. Base notes are sandalwood and tonka bean. This is so good, you guys. The sandalwood in this is so very creamy and gorgeous and beautiful. And I think those top notes of like the fig and the cardamom and the tea notes, it's why it's so comforting to me. I love a tea. I think a lot of us can attest that when we're down, or if it's a kind of crappy day outside, we might reach for a tea. You know, and I love coffee scents, but definitely tea scents are more like the relaxing, calm down, hug in a bottle type fragrances. As I've mentioned before, this is a new acquirement of mine, but I love it. And it's so good. And I highly recommend this, especially if you can get your nose on this before you buy, definitely do that. Again, it is a niche brand, so it's a little bit more expensive, but oh man, she's so good. So the next question is kind of funny for me, and I will explain, but it is the question, what is your fragrance or perfume of mass seduction? What's funny is my husband can barely smell a lot because he has been on a submarine for almost 20 years and his sniffer is not the best. So I guess what I'm going to share with you is something that I know he likes. It stands out to him. He enjoys it. I enjoy it. And to me, I know it says mass seduction. I'm not out to seduce anybody else other than my husband, but it's not an expensive one. It is a, I guess, celebrity fragrance, Viva la Juicy Juicy's Gold Couture. And it is so delicious and delectable. And it is also on my tray right now for bedtime fragrances because we're in a really good time of year right now that this is like a perfect scent for right now, like fall going into winter. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So let's go jump on to those main accords and the pyramid. Main accord for Viva la Juicy's Gold Couture are caramel, vanilla, sweet, fruity, white floral, woody, powdery, amber, and balsamic. Top notes are wild berries, gardenia, and lily of the valley. Mid notes are honeysuckle, jasmine, sambac, vanilla orchid. Base notes are caramel, vanilla, sandalwood, and praline. And I think the base notes are really what each of the different ones from the Viva la Juicy Couture line, because I also have a noir. I think the base notes are what kind of separates each other out, because I think a lot of the same like berries and all the different florals are in every single Viva La Juicy. But those base notes, oh man, it is so good and it's strong. And again, it's not a super, it is a celebrity fragrance, but it's not a niche fragrance. And yet it's lasts a very long time. It's very sweet. It's very seductive. Again, I wasn't going to go for mass seduction. The only person in my life that I really want to enjoy my scent would be my husband. So this is what I chose for this question. Next question is, what is the fragrance that you never wear, but you just can't get rid of? And to be fair, I guess yeah, this one is definitely, it's something I really, really enjoy. And it's a little off season. It's more of like maybe an evening summertime scent perhaps, but it is Dolce & Gabbana is the only one intense. Honestly, I looked at my collection and I was like, what haven't I worn in a long while? And is it because I didn't like it? Because I do try to sell a lot of fragrances I don't enjoy or if I don't wear. And this is not on the chopping block. So it's one of those ones that keeps surviving the chopping block, but I barely ever wear it. I may wear it like once a year. And it's a beautiful scent. It's got a lot of coconut in it and it's gorgeous. And I don't know why, I just keep missing it. Let's go check out Fragrantica. The main accords for the only one Eau de Parfum Intense by Dolce & Gabbana are white floral, vanilla, citrus, coconut, woody, sweet, and fresh. Top notes are neroli, green apple, and Italian mandarin. Mid notes are jasmine, coconut, orange blossom. Base notes are vanilla, cashmere wood, and cedar. I don't know what it is. I love this scent. That's why it's never, I shouldn't say never, but that's why it's basically avoided the chopping block for so long, actually. And I've had this. It's one of the very first fragrances I really purchased. It was between this one and Olympia by Paco Rabanne. And I love both of them. Both summer fragrances. I just don't get to wear them as much. So, but I did look at this going, I think I had this one a little longer, but I really enjoy it. I love both of them. But anyway, that is what I decided to choose for this particular tag question. Next up is a question basically asking, what of all of your fragrances is one of your favorites, but you just don't wear very often? And I decided to choose Café Cabanel by Théo Cabanel. It is truly one of my top probably 10 fragrances in my collection. And part of me is more like, it is so specific to where I know I would enjoy this the most. It has to be cold. The weather temperature has to be so cold. It has to be the holiday season. All the yummy spices of Christmas. This is kind of Christmas in a bottle, to be fair. It reminds me of a dessert that my family would serve on Christmas night. That's probably why I don't wear this very often, but it's not because I don't love it. This thing is a beast. You need like a couple sprays and you're good for like days. This is so good, but let's go check out Fragrantica. Main accords for Café Cabanel by Théo Cabanel are warm, spicy, lactonic, vanilla, cinnamon, sweet, coffee, powdery, caramel, and woody. Top notes are cinnamon, coffee, and mandarin orange. Mid notes are butter, milk, heliotrope, rose. Base notes are caramel, vanilla, tonka bean, sandalwood, and musk. This is dessert in a bottle. I absolutely love this one. It's so good. But again, the reason why I don't wear this as often is because it's so specific to when I would want to wear this to really enjoy it the most, and that's the holiday season. So I would say I probably would wear this mostly over about 2-week period between Christmas and New Year's. That's when I would wear this. And I am going away this year, like to my family where it's colder, or it should be colder. Who knows these days? But I might bring this along with me. And I believe I brought this actually with me the last time I had Christmas over at my family's home in the Okanagan. So anyway, I love this fragrance, but I don't get to wear it very much. Next up is a question of what would I recommend to a newcomer to fragrance in purchasing, or at least looking at sniffing. And I thought long and hard about this. And to be fair, I actually jumped to Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs fragrances are really just an easy, beautiful, everyday, even for me who doesn't enjoy a lot of florals. This is floral. I mean, it's saying something. So let's go check Fragrantica. Main accords for Daisy Oh So Fresh by Marc Jacobs are fruity, sweet, green, floral, violet, powdery, fresh, citrus, and rose. Top notes are green notes, raspberry, pear, and grapefruit. Mid notes are violet, lychee, apple blossom, rose, and jasmine. Base notes are musk, plum, Virginia cedar. This is just a lovely, fresh, beautiful scent. that it's not like, I wouldn't say go and just jump into niche when you're brand new at fragrances and you don't know what you like yet. One, it's more expensive, but two, a lot of them are quite overpowering sometimes. So you really have to like really have that right nose for it. Whereas I feel like, although these don't last a particularly long time on my skin, Marc Jacobs fragrances in general, I have many of them, but this one here in the Daisy Oh So Fresh, I thought would be a beautiful like starter fragrance, and then like, you know, kind of go from there. Whether it's got a little bit of fruit, it's got a little bit of floral, a little bit of everything, so that way maybe you don't know if you're a gourmand lover like myself, but maybe you would prefer florals, unlike myself. So I think it's a great way to start, and it also doesn't hurt the bank, because a lot of people who are brand new to fragrance, they aren't jumping into buying like $300-400 bottles right away, because that's a lot of money not knowing what you're getting unless you've tried it and sampled it. So anyway, Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Fresh is what I would say for a newcomer I would suggest. Okay, so up next, it's a little controversial. Again, these are just my own opinions, you guys. The next question is, what is a fragrance I love but it seems like everyone else hates? And then by everyone, I mean like most people on YouTube don't really hype it up, or they think it's overrated, or they think it's just like everybody smells like it. And I'm just gonna go with my wedding fragrance, which was La Vieille Belle by Lancôme. A lot of fragrance reviewers will poo-poo this because they're like, everybody smells like, it's kind of like Baccarat Rouge 540 and everyone smells like that in Europe and all the big cities. Where I live, no one can afford a big bottle of that and have that as their signature scent. This is a beautiful fragrance and I wore it on my wedding day. In fact, I went through the duty free. Anyway, long story short, I smelt it on me for a few hours and I said to Nelson, I'm like, that's going to be my wedding fragrance. We were like over a year out from getting married. I don't know why people hate on this. Not necessarily, hate's a really strong word, but they don't talk highly of this. But let's go check out Fragrantica. The main accords for La Vieille Belle by Lancôme are sweet, vanilla, fruity, patchouli, woody, powdery, white floral, earthy, iris, and warm spicy. Top notes are blackcurrant and pear. Mid notes are iris, jasmine, orange blossom. Base notes are praline, vanilla, patchouli, and tonka bean. I don't know, you guys. I love it. You don't need a lot. It's super strong. I wore it on my wedding day, as I mentioned. It was middle of summer, but we were outside. It was during COVID, so even though we were outside, we were wearing masks. There was like 12 of us total. But I really enjoy this fragrance. I think it's a great one, and I wish people would stop poo-pooing on something that is easily reached for. Like, you can get it pretty much anywhere. It's not niche. It still throws. It has a very great projection and sillage, and it's just beautiful. And I think that they did a great job. And if it wasn't so successful, why have they made like 18,000 flankers? Anyway, that's what I chose for this one here. Okay, another question that I think is a little controversial of how I'm gonna answer it, and I will put a card up here on a video I did with this and one other fragrance. And the question is, what is a fragrance that I think is overhyped? Yeah. The one thing I think of Devotion by Dolce & Gabbana that I love, and that video I did when I compared this to Goddess by Burberry, was like, I love vanilla, and I hope that designers are going to pick up and do more vanilla forward fragrances. If they do that, I'm in trouble. My bank account's not gonna like me, and my fragrance wish list is gonna like be insanely long. But I have to say this because I just feel like this is not as obtainable. It is a designer fragrance, so one would think that, you know, it's being compared to a lot of niche fragrances, but this is a 50 ml. The 100 ml bottle, compared to other 100 ml fragrances of other niche brands that this keeps getting compared to, they aren't that far off in price. And I feel like, wow, like for what you get in here, like I feel like this one and Goddess are totally hyped up, the most hyped up for Christmas. I would choose Goddess. But anyway, let's go check out Fragrantica. Main accords for Devotion by Dolce & Gabbana are vanilla, sweet, white floral, powdery, citrus, and rum. Top note is candied lemon. Mid notes are orange blossom, panna cotta, rum. Base note is vanilla. It's a lovely fragrance, don't get me wrong, but I will say it's not memorable. The only thing good about it is the fact that designers are throwing more vanilla heavy forward fragrances at us. Honestly, I would say Goddess would win over this one. And that's saying something because I love a sugary vanilla. I love a very sweet vanilla. I love gourmand scents. And this does lean more gourmand than Goddess. But I just feel like Goddess was a little bit more elevated, where this is a little bit less so? I don't know. I know I'm probably going to get in so much trouble. You guys, let me know if I'm stepping on your toes. I don't know. So the next question are, what is a fragrance that's on the chopping block? And actually, I will have a Lululemon bag because I'm going to back up a little bit. I actually am on part of a few Facebook pages, but in Canada there's one, and I've been trying to sell these items for a while, but I guess nobody wants them. So with that being said, I'm just going to show you the boxes. They're almost fully full. Giorgio Armani's Si Passione. I really love this one, but I just wasn't reaching for it. And unlike the Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One Intense, where I kept it, I felt like I could let this one go. And then the next two is Poison Girl by Dior and Hypnotic Poison by Dior. They're almost full. Again, they just sort of sat on my shelf, and I'm not going to go over the fragrance notes. They're just, I guess, I don't know. Those ones I can easily part with, unlike, say, other fragrances. And again, this one has managed to stay off the chopping block for so long. But yeah, I'm not going to go over fragrance notes on these ones. Like I said, they're on the chopping block anyway. I'm not going to keep them. Most everyone knows what Hypnotic Poison smells like. And the Poison Girl is definitely a little bit more fun, a little, younger, feminine. A lot of young ladies will say this was their fragrance going clubbing when they were in their 20s. I'll tell you right now, when I was in my 20s, I couldn't afford that. There was no way. I was working a full-time job and going to school full-time, and I barely could afford to get food in my body half the time because I'm super hard to ask. But anyway, ask for help, I should say. Si Passione by Giorgio Armani. Again, lovely fragrance. I really enjoy this one. I had the Intense and I did sell that one. This one again is beautiful, but I just didn't reach for it. So I was like, it's time. It's time to let them go. Let them find a new home. And maybe they will. I don't know. And the next question is, what was the last fragrance that I purchased? Well, I just did a haul video. I'll try to remember to put that up there too in the cards. But this technically was the very last fragrance that I purchased. And this is BDK's Gris Charnel. So Gris Charnel, as you guys know, is a hug in a bottle. Love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. The tea, the fig. I almost get a mintiness out of it too, just in the background a little bit. There's like tea leaves, fig, and cardamom, which are some of my top favorite fragrance notes. Obviously vanilla too, but I just love this one. I'm not going to beat around the bush. You guys know I've already gone over the scent notes. This is, though, the latest purchase of mine. What fragrance is on my wish list? I haven't done, I'm going to skip this question because I really truly need to sit down. I did a wish list video for 2023 and I really want to do another one for 2024. So that's what I've got to do. I just have to kind of go through that and deal with that, and then I'll probably have a wish list made up. But right now, I don't know yet. There's a few things that I'd like, but I need to write it down. I'm old school and need to write things down. So I am unable to answer this question, but maybe stay tuned for a video upcoming for 2024. And the last question, and I'm sure if you've been around on this channel for any length of time, I'm looking at it right now, you'll know the answer before I even pull this up. So the question is, what is my number one favorite for the rest of my life in regards to fragrance? Nishane's Ani. This encompasses everything: comfort, sweetness, holidays, happy memories, strong, bold, sillage, confidence. I don't know what more I can do for adjectives. It's just, I love this one. You have to love vanilla. Before we go into Fragrantica, I just have to say this is my number one fragrance. I have said this from the beginning, and there are a couple fragrances that are really dang close to getting through that. Now, I only have to use that much because I need to use one spray. I need one spray and the sucker is on me for a while, a long while. Before I blabber on too much about this, because you guys know I've already said it so many times, let's go to Fragrantica. Main accords for Ani by Nishane are warm, spicy, vanilla, woody, powdery, citrus, amber, aromatic, soft spicy, balsamic, and fruity. Top notes are ginger, bergamot, pink pepper, and green notes. Mid notes are cardamom, black currant, and Turkish rose. Base notes are vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, cedar, ambergris, patchouli, and musk. I can only tell you I love this so many times. I've probably done dozens of videos at this point where I mentioned this is my number one. I get a blast of ginger right off the hop. Then that ginger develops into cardamom, which then just settles into the most rich, beautiful, bold vanillas that I own. So sweet, so spicy, so I love it. Apparently I'm not spicy enough. I'm not going to talk about this one too much because you guys have been around my channel a long time to know I absolutely love this fragrance, and I will purchase a 100 ml bottle once I get about halfway, because I cannot be without. I want that fragrance for the rest of my life. So again, thank you to Simply Aisha, who I believe started this tag, who tagged my friend Nisha at Spicy Looks, and go follow both of them. And anyway, I didn't get tagged, but I was like, I want to do this one anyway. So, because I really thought it was fun and something fun to do. And again, showcasing some of the fragrances I don't get to show you guys as often. So I thought that was really nice. All right, you guys, comment down below. Let me know any of those answers you guys have. Let me know. Maybe what's like your one and done fragrance. What's your absolute love? That would be good too, or any of these really. As always, you guys, be safe, take care, and have fun. Bye, guys.